Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today we are doing episode 2, which is it's the same people, I believe, except we're going against Lucian Foster in a murder case. Now, I don't remember. Did we figure out if we did it right? Oh, I think we figure it out right now. That was what, male? I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'd like to quickly summarize the outcome. Oh god. The case regarding, oh god, border security didn't generate much interest among social media. Why would it? So there's no significant reaction or praise. However, some citizens thought that the case wait, yes, words. Demonstrated our country's, okay, hold on. Capabilities, managed politics. While the case was covered by the written press, it didn't hold a highly prominent position. Didn't receive, okay. Generally pleased with the outcome. Well, yeah. The Ministry of Justice was curious about your performance as this. Am I gonna get fired immediately? Of a crime? Ooh, do I get to see the crime scene? Hold up. Prepared documents for the upcoming case, left them on the table, waiting for me. Okay. Let's look at... Wait, where are they? I don't want that. Didn't she say that she left them here? You know, let's just go to the pre-trial. We can look at it there. Oh no, we go to the crime scene. Hold up. Number of correct decisions. Oh, sweet. Okay, so far we haven't failed miserably. Okay, so she said that she left the thing for us to review, but I honestly can't find it. So let's go to the crime scene and figure out what's going on there. Yes, I would love to go to the crime scene. Crime scene. Alright, number 1. Click on the points marked with the arrows. Okay. Oh. Police report. Crime scene course identified to belong to Miles Peter, or Petter? I think it's Peter. It might be Petter. I don't know. Was discovered within a container. Additionally, a strong odor is present inside. The container is a cold storage unit. Upon a thorough examination of the corpse, it was determined there were signs of physical assault. Therefore, or furthermore, there are instances of frostbite and loss of function in various limbs. Okay. So there was physical assault and frostbite and loss of function. Which means that he must have been locked in there before in the cold. And then beaten to death? I have no idea. In the investigation conducted by the crime scene team 2, crime scene team, 2 pills were found on the ground. When the discovered pills were examined in detail by experts, it was determined that they were antidepressants. These pills are sold with a prescription, as they require a red prescription. Therefore, they can only be obtained with a doctor's recommendation. Occasionally, individuals who use them may experience suicidal thoughts, especially in early stages. Okay, so are you trying to trick me on this? Are you trying to be like, it's a murder scene, but then bring this and... You're trying to tell me that this person locked themselves in a crate and committed suicide? I don't believe that, because there's physical assault. Alright, let's check our mail. There's literally nothing in here for the mail. Why did you bring me back here? Alright, let's go to the pre-trial and let's hear what they have to say. Although your spouse may not be entirely pleased with the answers you've given to their questions about your work, they find the answers sufficient for now. Family loyalty is 90%. Hey, that went up! Oh, I didn't read what was at the bottom. I missed that. Alrighty. Defendant, you may go first. My client, Lucian Foster, is a prominent and respected businessman. We acknowledge that there was a heated argument between him and the deceased due to the engine failure experienced during the recent ship voyage. However, Lucian Foster has not seen the deceased after that argument. He personally desires a thorough investigation to shed light on this unfortunate incident. However, he denies the murder allegations brought against him. Okay, you say however a lot, but thank you. Okay, plaintiff's attorney, you may proceed. Body of Miles Petter was discovered inside a frozen food container during routine inspections at the port. Following a thorough investigation by our prosecution, it has been determined based on witness testimonies and examined evidence that the incident was committed by Lucian Foster. Okay, that's a very big accusation. The CEO of the container's owner company. Therefore, we request the punishment of the defendant. Defendant and plaintiff have no objections. Okay. This should be an interesting one. Ooh, to pick a card. Let's pick this one. Relationship with the government will increase by 5 points. I don't think that helps me here, but thank you. Alright. The lawsuit begins. Do they actually say that in court? Do they say the lawsuit begins? Alright, checked list. Heard. Files are examined. I did go to the crime scene. That's already marked off. Alright, let's look at the case file. During routine inspection, food container was opened, revealing the lifeless body of a man who was determined that deceased was Petter, an employee of the container's owner company and ship engineer. Ship experienced a major engine failure in the ocean, and it was learned that this happened due to Miles Petter's failure to conduct adequate checks before the ship's departure. Upon hearing about this, the CEO of the company, Lucian Foster, is reported to have engaged in a heated argument and even physical altercation with Miles Petter. Okay. We've got a lot of witnesses, so this should be interesting. We have CCTV footage that contains of the argument, autopsy report, and body identification. That's the autopsy report. Finding 1, there was frostbite in many spots of the corpse. Finding 2, there are crushes on the skull. Finding 3, drugs were found in the stomach. Since not all employees were on the ship on the day of the incident, the identify of the body could not be clearly determined by the police. Based on the statements of the people at the scene, it was concluded that the body belonged to Miles Petter, and his brother was invited to identify him. His brother confirmed that the body belonged to him. Let's see here. Day of the crime. So the crime happened on Thursday the 14th. Okay. We've got a lot to go over. Alright, let's, Oh, pretrial. This is just what they said. And this... Respectful, calm. Okay, you seem... Oh, no, you seem very tense. Alright. Let's talk to you first, Mr. Tense Man. Oh, he does have a criminal record. Alright, so this is already not boding well for you. What was the reason for the argument during the ship's voyage? It was a disagreement over the engine malfunction and the associated responsibilities. Since the situation was extremely serious, threatening the lives or safety of lives, I got angry with him and warned him to be more careful. You are accused of killing Miles Petter. How do you respond to this accusation? I am in shock and deeply saddened. You argue with someone about a legitimate issue and then this person dies and you get accused. This must be one of the worst things that can happen to a person. I completely deny the accusations. I would never go so far as to kill someone. Do I get to see what you're... Oh, I can! You do have a violence on here, though, so... Okay. I didn't know I could actually look at that. The prosecution claims that the medications you regularly use sometimes cause you to lose control. Is this true? This is a very general question. What does it have to do with the case? I guess it's not true. I mean, sometimes the medications cause me some difficulties, but I try not to let it affect those around me. Okay. Alright, and it's great. Under what circumstances and how was Miles Petter's body found? Your Honor, port officials conduct routine inspections of containers. On the day of the incident, during one such inspection, Miles Petter's body was found discovered inside a container. Since the container was for frozen food, the victim's body was found in a frozen state. Okay. As the plaintiff, on what grounds do you claim that Lucian Foster is the murder suspect? After inspecting the crime scene, we, the prosecution, interviewed individuals who were in the vicinity at the time and who knew the victim. In almost all of these interviews, the name of Miles Petter's boss, Lucian Foster, came up. We learned that due to a technical issue on the ship, the victim was subjected to severe insults and physical violence by Lucian Foster. Additionally, Lucian Foster is prone to losing control due to the prescription medications he uses. Do you have anything else to add regarding the incident? In the evidence we presented to the court, you can clearly see the footage of the argument on the security camera. Additionally, the autopsy report of Miles Petter shows that although he died from freezing, there are severe signs of assault on his body. Our prosecution... Please stop moving. Asserts that the victim was assaulted and then thrown into the frozen food container. I didn't get to finish reading that. But thank you. There is like a... There's like a history thing, right? Yes. Died from freezing, several signs. Salted, thrown in a frozen food container where he subsequently died. Okay. That's all I wanted to read. Let's look at the CCTV camera. Okay. I'm not seeing any physical violence, just an argument. I don't know who this person is, but they were there for part of it, or all of it. Alright, let's get some witnesses all up in here. Robert Taylor. What was the argument between Lucian and Miles during the ship's voyage? It was about the engine malfunction and responsibilities. And it was a major mistake. I mean, how can I say this? It was a situation that endangered the crew's safety. What would you say about the seriousness and scale of the argument? At the time, I was in the boiler room. They were yelling at each other so loudly that I wondered what was going on and went upstairs. When I got up there, I saw that both of them were in a very heated argument. Oh, so he must be the one in the footage. I should also add that they were using severe insults against each other. Okay. What did you do afterward, and did you witness anything? I returned to my post, and honestly, I thought Miles would lose his job. After such a serious argument with the boss, no one can stay employed. I didn't witness anything else. Okay, so we know that they were insulting each other. It was a very heated argument. It could be heard apparently by a few people. Alright. As the person who opened the frozen food container, how did you experience the incident? I don't know how to describe it. I went to the boss's office and brought the medication he requested. He looked extremely tense. I gave him the medication and left the room, then opened the container for routine inspections. When I saw him lying on the floor covered in blood, I was in utter shock. Okay. In what condition and position was Miles Potter's body found inside the container? His body was on the floor inside the frozen food container. And, I really feel sick when I remember it. He was covered in blood. There was also a very strong stench inside the container. Okay. You mentioned earlier that you brought medication to your boss. Do you know what the medication was for? Of course. Everyone, I mean the entire crew, knows this. I'm talking about our boss needing psychiatric help and medication because he is a tense person. However, I definitely don't think he would go as far as to kill someone. Okay? But we do know that he would go as far as to potentially, what's the word? Assault them. So he could have hit him and then panicked and then put him in the container and he froze. What can you say about your last conversation with Miles Potter? It was right after the argument, but it was a very brief conversation. I told him to stay calm, that everyone makes mistakes, and that things would be okay. We didn't have any other conversation after that. Did Miles Potter have any issues or conflicts with anyone else in the crew? As far as I know, no. Miles was a very lively person and was liked by everyone. However, it was known that he had been going through some family issues recently and he had become a bit withdrawn. I think the mistake he made on the ship was related to this distraction. Okay. Do you believe Lucian Foster could kill someone? Sir, as you can imagine, accusing someone of murder is a very serious matter. Lucian Foster is a perfectionist, and yes, he doesn't like mistakes. And I can say he's tense. But if I thought he could kill someone, I wouldn't work at his company. Okay. Do we feel like all of his employees are like scared of him, so they're just telling us what we think we want to hear? Like, no, he's not capable of doing this. When you arrived at the scene, did you notice anything unusual? When I first arrived, I saw a crowd gathered around a container, and everyone had a look of disgust and shock on their faces. Then I noticed someone lying on the ground, and I immediately secured the area. Was Lucian Foster there? No, he wasn't there. I mean, not when I arrived. He must have been informed later because he came afterward. Did you find any suspicious circumstances or individuals during your investigation? For instance, how did Foster appear when he arrived? During my investigation, I did not come across any suspicious circumstances. As for Lucian Foster, to be honest, he seemed indifferent. Perhaps he was in a state of shock and didn't know how to react at that moment. It's difficult to say, as trying to interpret someone's feelings can be quite challenging. Okay. Okay, so we have heard everyone. Constitution. That's right, the Constitution. We gotta look at our law book. Any person who intentionally causes the death of another person shall be deemed to have committed the offense of homicide. If the crime of murder is committed, or wait, hold on. I misread that. If the crime of murder is considered to be a result of discretion based on factors such as religion, language, or race, it is punished with a more severe penalty. If the crime of murder is committed with a sense of brutality and premeditation, it starts from 18 years and can be increased up to 100. Okay. Let's look at this one more time. So they're arguing. The dude from the boiler room arrives and they're still arguing. But I don't see any like physical nothing. He does have a criminal record for violence. Drugs were found in the stomach. But nobody said anything about him potentially taking anything. So, maybe what happened was after the argument, he beat him over the head, fed him some pills, and then shoved him into the food storage container. I have absolutely no idea if that's right, but I'm kind of thinking he did it because he's very tense. We know that he has a criminal record. I didn't mean to click on that. Alright. Order in the court. Alright. So we've got a fine, imprisonment, and innocent. I think... Oh, you know, I noticed that if I scroll through these, you can tell, like, these bars will go up or down. So if I find him innocent, the government likes me better. Or I think that's the government. A fine doesn't really change much. Prison puts it down. I don't really think he's like innocent though. So from what I saw, they did have a heated argument. The boss, Mr. Foster, is the one that had the pills. It said nothing about uh Mr. Petter's like taking anything. So I have a feeling that he may have given him some and like then struck him, and he may have gotten worried and just like hid him in a frozen food container where he then died. So we're gonna give him prison. Would it be considered premeditation? I don't know. We'll just give him 18 years. I don't think I did that right at all. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't think I did that right at all. Penalty? Oh no, I got it wrong. Uh-oh. Was he actually innocent? Working on a new immigration bill, what are your thoughts? Oh. Will disrupt our demographic structure, use as a workforce. I don't know. And that's that. I don't think we did any of that right. I mean, this is why I have not become a lawyer or a judge. That's actually not the reason. But that was the second one. Next time, we are going for the same people again. Oh my gosh, we're having some issues with these people. Against Albert Neuron. That is coming up. And I will see you guys in the next one.